Welcome everyone to our very first episode of Spiritual Hygiene, and we are here with Lisa Rae. Lisa Rae, welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being with us. This is a unique type of conversation than we've been used to and we're getting used to. So thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to share everything, the importance of why we want to be aware of energy and what energy even is, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. Maybe let's start with who are you? Where'd you come from? How'd you get here?
So I am a intuitive channel. I am a intuitive mentor. I teach anyone who desires to awaken to the truth of who they are, that divine presence that they are. I help you access this truth through opening your third eye, through helping you access your gifts, through connecting you to your star families, to all of the things. And then I do retreats and workshops and whatnot to continue to just help someone on their spiritual journey. I've been doing this for about 7 years now. And I began as a yoga instructor. I was a yoga instructor for about 15, 16 years. And during COVID, just before COVID, I started taking a meditation course, and I just started hearing little whispers, and I started following those little whispers. And then one whisper led to an opportunity for me to have this Akashic reading done. And my fingers took over, and I was booking this reading. And afterwards, I had to Google what an Akashic read was, because I'd never owned a oracle deck or had any kind of oracle or psychic or tarot read done. And during that call, she shared with me that I'd been in a reader many lifetimes before. If this was an opportunity, this was a path if I chose to take it, and that it just snowballed from that moment on. And so now it's like, as I allow myself to stay very dedicated to this journey, my own journey, and helping others stay dedicated and awaken into their path and their purpose, I look back and I think it's hilarious that we can access all of these different things. I can access all of these things, the ancestral lineage, your star family. I can understand what's happening within your blueprint. And all of it began with spiritual hygiene. All of it began with, what is energy? How is energy affecting me, my channel, my relationships, my family members, etc.? And the importance, even to this date, I have many times when my guides are like, hey, knock, knock, you're lacking in that spiritual hygiene. You've got this attached, or you wonder why your thoughts won't stop ruminating. This is what's in your energy field. How come you're not protecting yourself again? And sometimes ego will come into play and be like, oh, I know these things. I don't need to do all my steps. I don't need to keep that spiritual hygiene practice up, that ritual. I can just let it be. But we just can't. It is the foundation to being the divine presence that we came here to exist as. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and the importance I think of. Yeah. Sorry.
Beautiful intro.
Okay. Oh, good. Just winging it, right?
Yeah. There's magic in it for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, spiritual hygiene. So it's one of the things that we were kind of talking about before. I always feel like I always open the chat 15 minutes before we come on here and we get all the good stuff preparing for it.
Yeah.
But kind of talking about energy first and foremost, we are energy. We're mind, body, spirit. There's all these different layers to us wherever you're at, on the logical side of physical presence, or the light side of thinking about your awareness of bigger and expansive than yourself. And at our community so far, we've got a quantum energy class talking about the human biofield. So we have someone explaining the science part of it. If you haven't checked out Earth to Taylor, wow, incredible way to describe everything in a most scientific way. But also coming into these things, or what are some of the things that maybe you've seen in your journey in the spiritual hygiene world that were pink flags that turn into red flags.
You know what?
Blue flags.
First, I'll share this. It's I think the first thing that I want to share is helping people to understand in the realm of energy that, you know, when here's an example. When you are in the grocery store and you just sense that person, that something's looking at you, something is grabbing your attention, that is an energetic force. That is an energetic frequency. You turn around and you see someone staring right at you. And then that energy, that sensation, that feeling of like, ugh, or that feeling of maybe like taking a big exhale, this is understanding the energy that is at play. And so we want to first start with awareness. We want to start with awareness to the energy that is around us and within us. And I share that first foremost because I believe today, there's just a lot going on in the collective. There's a lot of healing platforms and invitations where you step into, I remember doing a women's retreat and they were all open and expansive, and there was rage circles, and there was these different kind of experiences where they were all feeling open and like alive and so connected. And then they went home and they were like, I don't understand what's happening. I feel all over the place. And I saw right away, it was like, okay, there's all of these beautiful, magical spaces for healing, but nobody's teaching them that when you open up in that rage, that is energy pouring out of you. And that rage energy is going to go into your field around. And so anybody who is also open is also, without their discernment awareness, they're going to be taking on that energy, can start to stick onto their own energy field, their own experience. And that was one of the big ones that I really noticed, the maybe lack of integrity in these different healing spaces. And so to me, it always begins with us. It's allowing ourselves, when we enter into these spaces, if these spaces are having those kind of experiences where energy is being released, energy is being moved. We want to move energy. That is who we are. We're energy in motion. We don't want to suppress anything. But when we enter into these spaces, doing our own due diligence and taking sacred responsibility to, like, I release this, and having your rituals and practices to release this back to source, to release this to Gaia, to make sure that I am in my own sacred container, nothing that is not mine can enter into this field. And may everything outside of my field be blessed with the light that I'm holding around me. So allowing yourself to start creating these little prayers. That's one way that I started seeing energy at play that was kind of starting to affect after these communities, after these journeys, after these festivals. My first mentor and my first awakening into all of this, my mentor was a psychic surgery performer. So she dealt with the galactic, cosmic entities. And so right off the bat, there was a lot of initiations for me to understand where there was attachments, parasites, lower frequency beings, energies, that sort of attachment that can happen from not using your discernment. Again, you turn on YouTube, you listen to a meditation, and then your meditation, you're kind of like, in the beginning, you're like, I don't like this voice. And your body's reacting. Your body's like, this feels kind of gross, but you continue to listen to it anyways, because the YouTube video says that it's really good for manifesting abundance. There's a energy, your body is speaking to you saying this energy is not of service. So the invitation of, again, awareness is the first practice of spiritual hygiene. We have to be aware of what our highest field feels like and what lower frequencies feel like. And lower frequencies can attachments, parasites, or just low vibe energy. It will take you outside of your divine self. So awareness is important for your spiritual hygiene, but also knowing who you are Like, this is like, if we don't know who we are, if we don't know the energy that we hold, if we don't know how our body is speaking to us and how our how spirit is speaking to the body, and if we don't know the thoughts that are of lower vibration, if we don't know the thoughts that are of higher vibration, if we're not allowing ourselves to move through what is true in our essence, then we're going to walk around and we can have these practices of spiritual hygiene, but the discernment of understanding and knowing whether a frequency around in these different containers is of our highest and greatest good, we're going to kind of fall short on. And so the invitation after awareness is like starting to get to know yourself, starting to get to know how do you feel when you walk into a crowd, and what happens when you walk into the grocery store. For me, Costco is like overwhelming now. It's like too much energy. And so I have to do a whole practice in and around protecting my bubble space. So I've seen a lot of wild things, from attachments to cords to, just different things that we don't need to go into too much detail. But how they affect people, how the energy affects people is usually all of a sudden they'll find me and they'll be like, I'm not happy. I can't find my joy, or I'm always in my head, or I'm restless, constantly restless, or I can't stop thinking about this. I can't stop thinking about this person and I don't know why, or et cetera, et cetera. And so that's usually how the energy starts to show up in the field. And so we need to have practices, just like anything else. We shower every day. We need to have a practice where we're clearing our energy field. We're clearing our physical vessel, our energetic vessel, and our mental vessel. And so there's many different practices that we can do, but I do truly believe that we need to understand this presence of self, start to understand our thoughts, and understand who we are in our alignment. We don't have to be perfect, and we don't have to we don't have to be perfect. It's just an awareness of our true self, so that we can start to move through this world understanding when it doesn't feel good, it's because there's an energy within and around that is not of your highest and greatest good, period. And then listening to that. And then, okay, when that sensation comes in, when that heaviness in the chest comes in, or when the over ruminating thought, it's like, I'm going to take 5 minutes and I'm going to allow myself the practice of clearing my energy. But we want to talk about spiritual hygiene. So we'll talk about the things that we can do just to activate and create a beautiful bubble around us. And these are the sort of things that you can do in regards to protecting your space as well as clearing your space. I hope I answered your question. I'm not sure if I did or not, but maybe.
No, absolutely. I actually was fascinated that you started with the group ceremonies and very specifically spiritual hygiene in spiritual places, because I had very similar experiences, and that's when I started learning about spiritual hygiene, and also became a lot more aware of my own self, because when you see it just misappropriation of rage very specifically is a funny one that you mentioned, and another reason why we made a mini course on it is to understand it. When we are just vomiting things that we don't understand, it's going to get messy and we're all going to get dirty and spewed on. But if we're intentional, if we know what we're doing, we know who we are, we know where we're putting our energy. Rage is a beautiful thing to be transmuted. Totally. And you also want to alchemize it with respect.
Yeah. It's funny. One of the wildest ones, I went to quite a, the presenters was a huge conference. And these were very well-known, high frequency souls who were speaking. And one of the exercises that they had us do, which I did not participate in, was to eye gaze. And I was like,
no. I have a big problem with eye gazing.
Eye gazing,
it's so weird.
Why are we eye gazing? Because eye gazing you are eye gazing into their entire soul blueprint field. You are without some sort of ritual, without some sort of prayer, without helping people understand there is energy that is happening without creating an intention. Like you said, there was no beginning. It was just, so we're
Yes.
going to do a
No
practice now called
container.
eye gazing. And I was like, I ain't eye gazing at nobody. I'm taking a coffee break now. And you could see the shift in people, because I'd walk around listening to these conversations and people would be talking about this sensation or this feeling that they were experiencing, and they didn't understand this or they didn't understand that. And it's like they just took on their eye gazer strangers ancestral lineage hatred and like frustration
And it's
and like
usually trickery.
yeah.
Usually when you look into someone's eyes like that, it's a vulnerable moment, and all their trickery has their, and they always eye gazing as a surprise. I swear to God. I rarely see it on a schedule so you can prepare for it. And there's something weird about it. It is the first time it happened to me, I was trapped on a boat. I couldn't get away. I was stuck.
I'm on a boat.
Oh no, this when I was stuck in the forest the first time. The second time I was on a boat. And the first time I got Christmas cards from that guy for 4 years, and I only met them that one time. Those things are not a joke.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because it's like this sort of thing, and what you're creating with your beautiful program here is like you're teaching people the basics on how to stay energetically safe within the collective field. And that is just simply something that we like putting your seatbelt on and like taking a good shower every day. It's like safety for our health. And these are the things. Now, I could walk into, if people watch this and they enter into a field, a conference where they're like eye gazing, they can choose not to participate, or they can choose to connect with their friend who too also, has their field contained. They've got this beautiful frequency moving through them, and they both are setting the intention. Okay, we're setting the intention that we only receive the highest and greatest good for each of us, and etc. Like there's practices and rituals and steps. You can still participate in these things, but when you're just thrown into it, which is happening, and these different things that are happening, the different plant medicine ceremonies and journeys, etc., that the lack of integration, it's just like, let it all go and see you later. They're not grounded. Nobody's brought back into their bodies. And when you're not in your body, awesome, your body, your physical vessel is searching for energy. It's searching for something to fill the vessel because you're way over here. So now all of a sudden your vessel is a vacuum portal to anybody's energy. And then you're starting to be a little bit sketched out, a little bit worried all the time, anxious all the time. You're not feeling well all the time because your energy body is way over here still, hasn't landed, and your physical vessel has sucked in all of the energies just to try to find and create power, energy. We need our energy within this vessel. So it's like, yeah, it's just this, I want due diligence, sacred integrity, responsibility. But again, the beautiful souls that are hosting all these things, the most beautiful thing that can happen is like the soul that is attending. If every single one of us is in our sovereign energetic practices and rituals, these festivals, these retreats, these things will be so powerful and big on a collective scale. But right now, when you're just like messing, it's like we're just creating a little bit more here and a little bit more and here, and without that integrity.
All these chaoses, all of the little chaoses. We built out this week a little mini course on the archetypes of energy hijacks, and it's just, we made them like fun little baseballs to be aware of when you go outside and how energy comes at you and how to manage it with little tips and tricks, little field guide. You can find that in the link in the bio. But it was actually funny because I usually, when I'm like preparing before we do like a podcast or an episode, I'm in the shower, I'm like, okay, I wonder like what's going to come in. And it's so funny because I was like, the thing that like when I saw you, I was like, oh, retreats, and the retreat you do, it was just like a calling. But I have such a sense of betrayal in my heart. from my past experiences of
Mm.
I've built the academy on a lot of like, what did I see that went wrong and how can we make it better? No one was listening. Because I was like, we can't scream in the middle of a room with no open door and no open window. And then people were throwing up for like 3 days for a Reiki master retreat. And I was like, I don't think that's normal. When energy is not. And I was the one who said, can we open the window or a door? And I also was like, can we at least like thank the land afterwards? And I'm like, okay, I started noticing and I'm like, some you think like, oh, did they do this on accident? But at some point you start realizing some of these things are on purpose. Where is your energy going afterwards and who's using it and why do you feel sick? And then who are you thinking of afterwards? I took a moment. Something else you had mentioned was like feeling that being aware of your energy when someone else enters the room. And at that specific retreat, I was going upstairs to work on school before everyone woke up at like 6 a.m. I'd go upstairs and sit. And I was, I am getting weird vibes from someone here and I can't figure out who it is. So I sat upstairs, minding my business on my laptop with my coffee. And I just, as every single person woke up that morning, I just observed how my energy field felt. And that meant I had to stop in my moment and think of what does my energy feel like first before I interact. And I knew as soon as she walked in, I all of a sudden, and it didn't sound like what I had expected it to. It sounded like my own thoughts. Oh, I hope she doesn't think I'm over here recruiting people for my academy and trying to steal people from her. And I was like, what the
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, I hope she doesn't think like I brushed my hair and I tried too hard to take attention away from her. And I was like, if you know me, I have been wearing this same shirt for 4 years and I wake up with this hair. It's a Leo rising trait. Like I don't try that hard. And when I do, you'll know I'm probably with a fur coat. Like
it's so
being aware that those are not my thoughts. And I was like, oh, that's crazy because they feel almost like yours. It's weird.
And it's super weird. And like we are fed this idea that because it is a spiritual or plant, etc. experience, that it's safe and that it's sacred. My first ayahuasca ceremony the shaman was not wasn't in integrity. And it was funny because I was over in Europe. I was very deep into my like just this moment of massive shedding. And I had been doing a lot of protecting on my field and a lot of clearing on my field. And so everything has light and dark. So I know the ceremony was of purpose and I received a lot, but it was funny because you sit yourself in a circle. There was about 22 of us and you lay yourself in a circle. And the ones who hadn't received ayahuasca, you would go closest to the door so that when the shaman arrives, he'll come and kind of like speak to you and get a sense to you. And so we take this, we partake in this like tobacco stuff that kind of makes you a little bit sleepy. And then when the shaman came in, I kind of like, because this happens all at night. I kind of woke up and I saw him to the lady beside me. And then I kind of just like passed back out. And then I woke up and he was to the person beside. And I was like, whoa, like I need to talk to the shaman. I do not know what I'm doing here. Like, hello, I'm like in panic mode. And spirit was like, no, you're safe. And I was like, huh? And I'm like, then I was like, oh my God, am I not safe? Like I had all these moments. They're like, no, Lisa, you're safe, settle. But I watched people leave the next day because they had such a bad experience. I watched a woman go into a blank state for 2 days. She could not speak. She could not. And I was just like, the understanding of what was actually taking place there. And so we need to have discernment. We need to know our energy field so that we can feel, sense, understand, and know energy that is of light, energy that is not of service to us, so that our guides and spirit can guide us to our highest, most expansive experiences. And yeah, we need to do our part to, like, when we're having like that chaotic day, energy full of rage and stuff, it's like, can we allow ourselves a moment, just bring our hands onto our heart and just be like, we're safe? Because the moment that we say we're safe, we are allowing it to be neutral. We're like literally neutralizing that energy that we're holding within. We're going to still experience it, but it's neutralizing, which means we can walk about this beautiful world and we can still be of service. We can still be of light. We can still exchange energy, but our chaos isn't going to enter into the field, as well as I've set the intention. I'm not taking anybody else's. I'm not available to anybody else's energy. So just really little practices and steps that we can talk about in regards to spiritual hygiene, protection, and discernment sort of thing. Because I believe all of those things are part of spiritual hygiene. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm like, maybe we need a bigger series for this one, because I was like, oh man, there's a lot actually.
There's a lot. Yeah.
I just had my like 9. I was like I had like, I think 9 or 8 or 9 archetypes. And I was like, I think I could keep going.
Yeah. Totally.
Those are just like energy types, not even like situations. But it is like discernment is like one of the biggest things we should all be asking for is discernment. And that was like one of probably the first thing when I was moving to learning EFT and tapping, and just saying, I am safe, I am stable, I am secure, multiple times, even just this one, and you don't do all the rest of them. Like that one helps you like come back into your body, and you starting to tell your body that you're safe allows your discernment to come back and not in that fight or flight, and your attention not be pulled in any sort of direction. And for my flight attendants out there, we basically call it our stop, think, and locate moment.
Okay. Yeah.
The door.
Yeah, I love that.
I put on your own. Yeah. The flight attendant will always come out. But yeah, you have to like have that awareness so that like, okay, now I know, like, all right, for example, I don't go outside unless my energy level is like a certain level. If I'm like not well emotionally, it is a Grubhub day for me, and leave it at the door, because I don't want to be sticky on other one if I'm not doing well. And also it's where you like can ask for help from your people. But there's a point where you know that every time you come to the party, you're not dumping your trauma on everyone at the party, and everyone's leaving like at 9 p.m. like, wow, I'm exhausted. We didn't even make it to midnight. No one knows why.
Yeah.
I think some people know why.
Yes, absolutely. Totally. And I love that the hands on the body, the EFT, the experience of being in your body. Because first, we cannot be in our discernment. We, like we were saying earlier, if we are not in body, we are not in discernment. We are not in our own experience. And so learning the steps of how to ground, simple steps of how to simply ground, that should be our first invitation into spiritual hygiene, is how do I ground? And the simple ways to ground is to allow yourself, there's different ways, hands on your body, like literally just placing your hands on your body and taking some nice deep breaths, squeezing those different spaces, talking to your body and allowing yourself to feel breath and body moving together, your body being experienced by this breath. So to me, grounding, you can be outside. I mean, people say, go hug a tree. You can hug a tree, or you just bring awareness, like you are outside. I am here. I feel my feet on the ground. I can feel the wind on my skin. I feel that warmth of the sun. It's like all of these things bring you, anything to do with your senses, bring you into your body. And when you are in your body, then you can start to sense the energies around, the energies that are moving through your system. So for me, first is learning a practice to get grounded, however that might be for you. Meditation is a great way to ground. But again, meditation that invites in grounding. So for me, through my journey, there was a lot of escaping. You move through trauma, you move through survival moments, and your meditation becomes this outside of body experience. And so the learning how to like meditate within body, the learning that you can go on those cosmic journeys, but you ain't leaving your body. You're not astral projecting. You're staying right in this physical vessel, understanding that this body is the entire universe itself. And so allowing yourself to start to do meditations and practices that allow you to feel all that you're receiving and experiencing in a senses way. Yeah. Does that make sense as I shared that?
Absolutely. It's funny too, because it was like for a long time, I was like, oh, meditation. Well, I'm just ADHD. And so I just like build portals, and I have all my portals built everywhere. I'm good this upper world grape. And then when I started at MIU, they want you to learn transcendental meditation. And so it's like, oh no, like the thing I've been avoiding for 43 years, the silence. I'm like, oh, like I've been able to do it before, but like now it's like a mandatory 2 times a day, like 20 minutes a day. And honestly, it's the best thing ever. The silence within yourself. It's my selfish time that I'm filling my cup first, putting on my oxygen mask. It's my me time. It's my time where I have 20 minutes where no one's energy affects my energy. I completely get to let my body and spirit all combine into one space, and nothing can find me. It's my do not disturb moment. It feels like eternity sometimes. It's like a soul nap. It's amazing.
It's allowing the body to be in communion and find that harmony and resonance between body and spirit, because ego is the only one that needs an experience, a thinking experience, a journey experience. But body and soul, body and spirit just need coherence. They just need the opportunity to come back into that oneness. And it comes from being in nothingness, that experience of just stillness, nothingness, not the meditation where we're going somewhere thinking. It's just the being in body. And so from there, you start to ground. I believe you can start to allow yourself a more imaginative thing if you have a hard time being still, because that is the silence. That's a hard meditation to access right off the bat. So it's like, okay, we're growing roots. We're imagining roots growing all the way down towards Gaia's heart, the roots wrapping itself around Gaia's heart, and then inviting in Gaia's energy, her strength, her resilience, and then starting to sense, like taking the time. It's like, what does that feel like? Like pausing. It's not just like I call in her roots and like I'm grounded now. It's like, no. Let's actually take a moment to feel what it feels like to be connected intentionally to Gaia's grid. And then from there, when we walk about, we know when we are ungrounded and when we are not ungrounded. So it's allowing yourself to experience the intentions that you're seeking, the rituals that you're creating for yourself through these practices. So grounding would be a huge one. And then just like different visualizations to help you get grounded. Do you have any? I like to use one. I remember I used to use one. I do this often in my beginner courses of like just a beautiful beam of light, like from the cosmos to the heart of Gaia directly through, and then just breathing that energy of light up and down, and just like feeling. And then again, noticing what it feels like to be in that container, grounded and anchored to earth below, connected and activated by source above. It's just like this sensation that helps us to start to be in our own energetic field. And like we're starting to use, Gaia, this beautiful, she is everything that we need. And so allowing ourselves to connect to her in that way will offer us all of these archetypes that you were sharing in regards to the workshop that they can grab hold of. Every single one of those through body, spirit, mind, any of the archetypes that are kind of messing with our energies, Gaia, through her food, through her like through the walking and breathing her air, through the witnessing, like the growth on her trees, everything about her is the medicine that we need. So it's like really allowing ourselves to learn how to connect with her is a beautiful spiritual connection and practice for getting grounded, as well as your hygiene. Because one is no different than the other. You want me to keep yabbing about different ways, or do you want to stop me?
No, honestly, I was like, man, we really could make a series.
I know. So there's different practices. I'll share a few more in regards to like, so we want to get grounded. We want to start to become aware of our energy field. I can't tell you how many channeled sessions I've done. And I'm going into like their karmic history. I'm understanding their ancestral lineage, and they're carrying around this trauma that makes them feel just so in lack, not enoughness, etc. We'll use that one, for example. And I'll get them, like one of my favorite things to do is to give the power to the clients in the session. So I'll have like my whiteboard and I'll write down a number and I'll be like, tell me in a percentage wise, the first number that comes to your head, the first number, how much of this is your mother's belief? And I'll write down 92 and they'll go 89 and I'll flip the whiteboard and they'll be like, and I'll be like, okay, that's showing you how much of somebody else's trauma, energy, stories, etc., that you're walking around with. So this invitation of starting to like,
That's cool.
and right now, so many of us, when we don't know how to contain our energy field, protect it, clear it, in the collective field, there's so much fear. There is so much stagnancy. There's so much worry. And yes, with due rights. And at the same time, what starts to happen is like, if we don't know what is ours, and if we're not allowing ourselves to stay deeply connected to our higher selves, we're just sucking in fear, stagnant energy. And then all of a sudden we're in this black hole, unable to move, just paralyzed by fear. And that's what lower frequency, that's where it wants us. And so really allowing ourselves to understand when we're entering into or holding another person's energy, which again comes back to, we got to know our own. And so, grounding, using Gaia to help us ground, using that ray of light that kind of connects us and anchors us. And then from there, allowing yourself to clear. I clear morning and night. We don't recognize that a lot of us are traveling at night. And not only that, there's a lot of karmic clear. We're receiving a lot of help right now by a lot of cosmic beings. We are by Gaia. There's energy helping us to dismantle the illusions within our own matrix. And it's happening during our sleep. And so one thing that's can be really powerful is to start waking up and just in gratitude, anything that was released that was not of my highest and greatest good, thank you. And then starting a clearing practice, because how I explain it is like the energy is dismantled within your energetic field. It's dismantled within your subconscious, but then I kind of explain it like now it's like energetic debris around you within your human 3D existence. And so you're going to be triggered more. You're going to be like, if it's still sitting there, if you don't clear it, it's going to just like kind of stay. And so allowing yourself the practice to, clear. And we can do this through different simple practices, like just like a shower. You allow yourself, even go in the shower, make it part of your morning practice is like, right. It's just like, get in the shower as your like head is like washing the shampoo out of your hair. It's like taking a moment, bring your hands onto your heart, right? And just like hands onto your body, hands onto your heart, and just be like, I choose to release anything that is not of my highest and greatest good. And imagine, your imagination is your connection to the unseen. Your imagination is where all things are created. So if you can see and imagine and create this force, this galactic, beautiful celestial rain to fall down over you in the shower, and then you imagine and you're saying and stating everything that is not of service, may it be washed away through this drain and transformed into higher alchemy. That's happening. So these simple little tools work when you're first intending them, but you also got to believe in your power. So that's the next thing is like, it comes with like the soul work. Again, going back to who am I? What is the energy that I hold? Remembering who you truly are. Because if you're saying the white light shower that everybody, has heard of, like white light waterfall shower sort of thing, but you don't actually believe it, it ain't working. Like it literally ain't working. It's like, that was a fun little thing to do, but your heart needs to connect to that which you are creating. And what's really beautiful is as you allow yourself that opportunity to like create and connect it through that sacred intention, and you start to witness how your energy field is starting to stay clear, how your thoughts don't seem to be as scattered and heavy and all over the place. And you start to feel yourself more ease as you walk around, and everybody else seems to be in fear, but you seem to be like, I'm good. All of a sudden you start recognizing and remembering your power. Oh yeah, I'm a creative being. I'm a divine being. I'm literally creating a reality where my energy field is clear, where I am protected. and you start to see that transform into your actual awakened state. It's a really powerful thing to have as a soul, because you're back in like, what else can I create? What else can I do with my power, sort of thing. So that's a little bit on that.
If you're feeling sluggish, tired, lack of energy, dull, unshiny, not creative, stuck in a mold or routine, those are all pretty good base points for root and sacral chakra, sluggishness, tiredness. Look at the organs associated with those areas. Think about, look at the root and the sacral chakra, and look what brings up the emotions in your body, and see what is it that is stuck in this field. Is it mine? Is it someone else's? We're noticing a lot of patterns with astrology right now of like family lineage being pushed to clear out, even pretty forcefully right now. I'm noticing, at least in my community, where it's impossible to have a blind eye on chaos that has been continuing to be passed down through lineages. And once you see it and identify it, it can't be perpetuated anymore. It's like identifying that you have a hair in your food, so you're going to stop eating hair in your pasta. Like, what a concept.
That's perfect. That is, yes, that's so true. And not only, it's also like you were sharing like the physical body. It's like noticing like all of a sudden your stomach is upset and you are having troubles, like it's tied in a knot, or you're like actually having a hard time keeping food down, or all of a sudden. I remember when well, you know what? I'm not going to tell that story on YouTube right now, but there is some crazy purges that happen on an energetic level that I have experienced in my own form, of like dark energy that was released. And like, this is real. This is real. But what's most important that I want people to know is like, there's so many energies out there, but nothing can attach when we are aware. As soon as we are aware, our power is back. And as soon as our power is back, we can enter into our creative power, our creative energy, and clear, transmute, heal whatever is needing to be healed within the physical, energetic, mental spaces. So I don't want fear. Like, I don't want there to be a fear imprinted within somebody going like, oh my God, there's what? Like, there's these different energies and parasites and all the things. It's like, that's just energy. We are multidimensional beings. We are definitely not the only ones here in this multiverse. And so understanding, and more portals are being open of light, but also like uncontrolled and unknown. And because people are playing with things that they don't understand. Right. And so more and more of these energies are coming in. So simply knowing our energetic field and how to clear it, and connect into it and see it, and read it.
Yeah. And these are all good conversations to like other side quests too. But the way you perceive energy might not be how you think you're going to perceive energy. A lot of people think that you're going to have the physical vision, or you have a different perception of how you sense energy, when it's really just like, close your eyes and breathe. And now what do you sense? Some people are physical mediums. They can physically feel, they'll look at someone, they can be like, oh my God, they just had a heartbreak. I can feel it in my heart. Other people can, like, for me, I'm a visual person. I can just kind of like, I'll usually like look off to the left somewhere, and like I can do like an energy scan and kind of see things. Or I have claircognizance. Those are my strong ones. My partner has the ears, the clairaudient one. But some people have the smell, and it's a different.
And I think one thing that's important to know as well is like energy is the beliefs that we hold. It's like the programs that we hold. And if the programs, for example, say you're trying to manifest something and you're sitting there and you're trying to create some abundance, et cetera, and say your partner is in lack and their energy field consistently holds lack or not enoughness, if you are unaware and not doing the simple practices of your spiritual hygiene, those energy fields, because they're your partner, is consistently intermingling and entangling. And your manifestations aren't coming and they aren't coming and the abundance isn't coming in. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, like my energy field is holding. I can see, I can feel, nothing's actually coming through this creative portal. It's because that's energy. The beliefs and the programs is energy too. It's not just the ick. It's like the programs that sit. It's a consciousness. It's a belief. And so we need to make sure that we are, okay, what is the belief program we want to sit in? That is energy. What is the blueprint we choose to live in? And being so mindful through the spiritual hygiene, how to not, we can still love our partners, but we don't want to take on their energy field or their lack beliefs, and they don't want to take on ours. So just an invitation of it comes in all forms. It comes in all forms.
Beautiful. I love that. That's such a good point. I was also usually if you're feeling like money's not coming in like it's normally used to coming in, or you're feeling lack mentality, that almost, and in my viewpoint has been 90% of the time, is ancestral trauma sitting in the root chakra from ancestors that didn't have enough during the depression or one of those timelines, and the work hasn't been done. So there's either attending towards hoarding, that could be finances, that could be stuff around the house, like newspapers for whatever reason. I don't necessarily understand the levels of hoarding. Fascinated by it for sure. But, or it looks like giving everything away, and it could be the lack in either way, the input and the output. What we're looking for is balance. Balance, sustainability.
I love that. So it's not, our energy is not just like the energetic spiritual hygiene is not just for, clearing the brain fog or having like these attacks. It's actually like just like being able to live in your divine blueprint and like access the energy and the gifts and the abundance that is available when living in that beautiful, bubble, that beautiful bubble.
And it can be such a good bubble, and then you can play with it. Like having your bubble field is so nice. Like you go out and play with intention too. So like even going outside, like there's days where I'm like, okay, my intention is to be invisible. Like nobody look at me. I have a pimple on my face. I don't want to age. I'm forced. And I go out and I just have like my protection of like nobody engage with me. But every time I'm okay, I'm out, I'm free, I'm happy, some stranger is going to come and find me and tell me their life story about the weirdest thing every single time. I know way too much, but it's just the intention of your energy is inviting or repelling, or it can be protecting. It's a lot. One of the best ones I learned again as a flight attendant is zipping up the energy and keeping it in your field, because like I didn't know I was empath. It was like a word that wasn't even really like very popular when I had first found out about it. It wasn't like how it is now, empath, narcissist kind of in the thing. But my dad just had known. He was like, you're an empath, you should look it up or something. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, that it can be a gift and it also can be a curse. And it's about the balance, just like anything, that I can tap into that superpower and be a really nice practitioner that can comprehend where you're at, where you're feeling, and what maybe the next move is. But I also have my protective bubble while you have your protective bubble. So there is no transference. Your energy is your energy. And I start all of my sessions like that too. Like, I don't need any of your mess and you don't need any of mine. and that's how it should be.
Yes.
We should all leave things better than we found them, like good stewards.
Exactly. And like, that's just like, I love that so much. It's not just like outside, it's here. And it's like in our, like starting to see that we are not just like these 3D beings living on this 3D planet. We are like energy, and everything around us is energy. And so allowing ourselves to start living in that way by keeping, just like that, keep your area, like leave it cleaner than it was. One thing that I love to do for spiritual hygiene, in like over the years, I've seen, as I said, some very wild things. And one thing that I would really invite is to help people understand, know that it doesn't need to be this crazy, wild, practice or ritual. Simple is good. Simple allows the human to believe and anchor into that ritual but when you start adding in like all of these different frequencies and flames and all of these different things into creating your protection and clearing your field, the human, which needs to get on board, like your human needs to get on board, starts to go like, what? Like, that's a lot. Do I even believe in that one? Like, okay. And so the simple one like is breath, like literally breath, and allowing yourself. One thing that I do after my day of work is I just imagine filling myself. Every inhale I know is a connection to divine itself. And so I inhale in divine light, and then I'm just like, and I keep doing that until my intuition says, okay, or until I see golden light, or until I see, etc. So it's like this simple practices that, are so powerful. And I went through a stage when I was seeing some real wild stuff, thinking, oh my God, I need to like up my protection, and I need to up my clearing practices and all the stuff. But it was like, no, like the basics. It always comes back to the beginning, the basics. These are the things. Gaia, get grounded, understand your energy, breathe out what does not belong, state and claim that doesn't belong, sort of thing. Yeah.
I always come back to the elements. I'm like, okay, earth, wind, fire, water, like, okay. And then I kind of use those to either clear my field, ground me, whatever it is that I need at that moment. The elements is where I attach and source.
Yeah, I love
pentacle.
that. Yeah, I love that. So that's a little bit about, did you want me to share anything in regards to I'm just seeing the time. I want to make sure that we're good. So do you want me to share a practice or anything, or what are you feeling?
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I love it. Whatever you're,
right.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, so I'm just going to invite in a simple chakra bath. This is taking it a little step further, but it's going to, the invitation, we're going to play a little bit with our field. So I'm just going to get you to close your eyes down. We have 7 sacred portals, 7 sacred chakras within our energy body. And we're just going to allow a little bit of cleansing and protecting to happen within those beautiful portals. So first, inviting you to ground in any way that you feel called, if you have a practice. If not, just inviting you to imagine beautiful sacred roots growing all the way down, 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 all the way down to Gaia, in the center of Gaia, where these roots wrap around her heart. And as the roots wrap around her heart, I invite you to feel into your heartbeat. And feel her heartbeat as the vibration of her heart rises through these roots. Feel her heart in yours and yours within hers. And you can imagine yourself as a beautiful light body. I often just imagine a beautiful white light body with these 7 chakras, these 7 portals that stack one on top of another. And so as you stay connected to Gaia, I want you to start to just imagine what it feels like when you are so alive outside, truly connected to the medicine and the magic of Mother Earth. And feel the heat of the sun, the energy of the wind. And as you feel and connect and keep this imagination happening, I want you to imagine with your inhale, her energy as a beautiful light that rises all the way up into your root chakra. This is at the base of your spine. It rises up into the womb, the sacral. up into the solar plexus, just below the ribs. It continues up into your heart, up into your throat, up into your third eye, all the way up into the crown, just above the crown of your head. And with intention, the next few exhales, as this energy is rising through from Gaia, through you, the next few exhales, I want you to imagine her taking, pulling anything that doesn't belong, anything that is not of service, any energies that keep you disconnected from your true organic divine self. She pulls and brings them back into her to be transmuted back into light. So the next few exhales, just invite her to take what does not belong. From here, we are going to expand our heart even more, inviting in source light, the light of all creation, to expand from the portal that is the heart, that connects us to the unseen, that helps us to enter into the cosmos of self. As we focus in on the heart, we invite in the light of Creator, and we imagine all of this light flooding into our physical vessel, into our light body, from our heart to the soles of our feet. This light begins to shine outside of our pores, as if we are a shining star, expanding every breath that we take in. Imagining now we are inhaling the sacred energy of Gaia, and we are drawing the sacred forces of light, of divine, our highest self. And it's pulsing through us, vibrating through us, inviting us to feel our authentic presence. And if you feel called, you can just imagine or ask your highest self to help you create a bubble, an orb, to simply hold you and to continue to bathe you in your light. And my invitation to you is to continuously allow yourself to come back into this bathing of your divine light, and starting to become aware in your day-to-day of when you feel anything outside of this energy, this peace, and this expansiveness, and to start to get curious to the thoughts that dismantle this peace and this expansiveness, so that you can continue to find more of your light, discover more, and invite more of you, your divine presence, into this collective realm. And that orb will keep you protected. Stating and claiming that that orb keeps you protected. And so it is. Just taking a big breath in. And a slow, soft sigh out. And so it is. And that's it. That's all. Simple. So simple. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a good one.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yay.
Well, this was awesome. I think this is a really good intro to a lot more that we deep into, and that just proves that there's like a lot more to this conversation. And Lisa and I are working on some collaboration opportunities for bigger workshops and courses. So that will be coming. Stay tuned. And you can find more about Lisa on her Instagram and website.
Yes. Perfect.
LisaRae.com or Lisa Rae Soul.
Yes, Lisa Rae Soul.
Lisa Rae Soul. Awesome. Thank you so much. And for everyone watching, and stay tuned for the outro, and we will see you guys soon.
Thank you for joining us this evening. We bridge the gap between what the world often keeps separate, logic and light, and spirit and science. We welcome everyone to come as you are and invite you to become the hero you want to become through educational tools and community connection. We offer tools, teachings, and community to help you remember who you are. This includes live shows, workshops, nutrition and wellness, and exclusive member perks. Logic leads us, light guides us, community connects us. Check out our TV Digest channel guide on All TV. Catch your favorite show, live stream, or find a new favorite show to add to your notifications. We are always adding new standalone episodes and series. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Find us online on our website and all major social media platforms at Academy of Logic and Light. Click the link in bio to join our community. We hope to see you again soon, either here or on your hero's journey.